Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I do say that's a tough act to follow, and after listening intently, Mr. Speaker, I'm going to be really brief here, and I want to stand up in regards to the amendment that has been brought before us in regards to hoisting the bill, and I have to say that I support that. I have been honoured to be a member of this House for a great period of time, and 1993, nothing like aging you. And I happen to be the member that carries the name of Calgary Fish Creek, which I am incredibly proud of, a provincial park in an urban setting, and I can tell you that nothing sets the constituents off more than a subject about don't touch our park in Calgary Fish Creek. And then it carries on to other parks in this wonderful, wonderful province. People have, as my colleague from Calgary Glenmore inundated us with emails. I am like him, have probably received well over 300 emails. Also have had the opportunity to get people to respond on Twitter and Facebook, and they have responded on Facebook. And they're also responding on my webpage, which means they have a bit of work to do to respond to my webpage, because they have to fill out a contact sheet. So we know exactly where they're coming from, and we have received tons of emails on my webpage also. I think what bothers me most about Bill 29 and what people are telling us is the lack of consultation. In fact, it's been quite shocking to the people that prior they felt that there was consultation done, and it's the ministerial power that has all of a sudden been granted to a minister to be able to make all of these changes and then just come up with this, well, trust me. Well, I can tell you, as a former member of that government for many years and crossing over to the Wild Rose in January, trust me, doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And we can see, again, what's happened today in regards to the member from Edmonton Meadowlark, when he took on the Trust Me and spoke out on behalf of the emergency, and was reassured by the Premier and the Minister last week that as an emergency physician they were willing to listen to him, and now we see where we are today, where he has been booted out of the cabinet. You know, if the Minister could say to us or show to us the evidence of what consultation was done, I would probably feel a little yes.
Thank you.
I'm going to be speaking on this bill again. So,
just you need to hoist this as bad.
Speaker, I need to get on this record that Calgary Fish Creek does not support the hoist of the amendment, nor, quite frankly, do they support Bill 29 as it's written. We will be providing some amendments, and I'm sure working with the opposition members we will be talking about more amendments. But as the bill is written, and as has been explained before, the bill is flawed. It is seriously flawed. And I can't understand when the government talks about open and accountable and how they talk about the love of the land and why they would bring a piece of legislation, in my mind, that is so flawed, and actually it's to the point of it's ridiculous, that they want people in this assembly to, first of all, other than the government side, support the piece of legislation. And I think what's more surprising to me than anything is they want Albertans to buy into this piece of what I would consider crappy legislation. So on that, I will sit down and I'll listen to some of my colleagues and hear what they have to say.
Standing Order 29-2A is allowed for 5 minutes. Honourable Member for Calgary Varsity.
Yes, and a question to the Honourable Member of Fish Creek. The the honourable members of this House have seen me stand up throughout the past week, and I would have stood up again today given the opportunity, tabling concerns over Bill 29 that I have received from not only Albertans but throughout North America and across Europe over concerns about the loss of Alberta's pristine wilderness and the governance. So my question to the honourable member from Fish Creek is, how important in terms of expressing concerns is the tabling process, and will members of the Wild Rose Party be tabling concerns that individuals have sent to them to express their aberration of the moving from legislation into regulation that Bill 29 represents?
Honourable member for Calgary.
Well, I would suggest, member, that probably a lot of the tablings that you've already done are probably were in receipt of the same emails, because I know on some of the ones that I've got here, you've been CC'd on them. So I would gather you've probably a lot of the emails and letters and phone calls that you have already tabled, we are in receipt of, because I know I can certainly see that you've been CC'd on a lot of the ones that we have. So will we be tabling the emails or the letters or the phone calls we received? You know, I don't want to be critical, but I think there's other things that we could use our time better spent on than the tabling, but we will continue to speak out on behalf of the emails, the phone calls, the letters that we have received.
Honourable member for Calgary Varsity.
Thank you. And again, to the honourable member of Fish Creek, do you think it's important that people's voices, specifically attributed voices, be heard in this assembly? And are you worried that that ability to have individuals' concerns expressed will be lost with Bill 29 moving from legislation to regulation?
Honourable member for Calgary Fish Creek.
Mr. Speaker, I understand where this honourable member is going, and I appreciate what he's trying to do. And I've been, as I explained, a member of this assembly for many, many years. And I have no problem tabling anything if the person that's writing me or phoning me and says, I want you to specifically table something. I will be tabling something in this legislature on Wednesday at the request of the people that I have met with and wanted me to specifically table something. I have, quite frankly, as a member of the opposition, and I'm sure this member of an opposition, have not got the time, quite frankly, with the budget that we have been given by the members of this legislature and what is the committee? Member Services, the staff, to take the time to phone all of the individuals that have written me, emailed me, to ask their permission to table. We have staff right now, our two little researchers, working hours and hours and hours, trying to provide us at least a briefing book, briefing notes, and some maybe half speeches. So again, I appreciate where he's going. If any tabling, I have no problem tabling on behalf of people that have asked me to table, but people that have emailed me or written, I'm not tabling without their permission.